This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled their homes to escape conflict in Ukraine, leaving jobs, belongings and loved ones behind. They need shelter, food and water. You can help. To donate online, search DEC or text radio to 70150 to give £10. Thank you.
Streaming 24/7, this is Brum Radio.
Thank you for downloading this Brum Radio podcast. For more podcasts, visit brumradio.com.
I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined on the telephone by Gillian Bevan, who is a part of Welsh National Opera's Candide, which is coming to Birmingham on the 12th of July, and it's on tour until the 15th of July. Good afternoon, Gillian. How are you?
I'm great, thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about this production. How long have you been in rehearsals for, and when did you first know that you were going to be taking part?
Well, we started rehearsals, I think, the 22nd of May, and we've had sort of 4 weeks in the rehearsal room, but then another week doing all the technical stuff in the theatre, because there's quite a bit of technical stuff involved with this particular production, which is absolutely rather marvellous, because they have got this wonderful French video designer who designs on, rather than does the video design on a back wall or a white cloth, he designs on these tiny little chains, and what it means is that the cast can actually walk through the chains as though they've just appeared, because the lighting, it's quite hard to explain, but the lighting reflects the video designs, the cartoon designs that Gregoire has done for the last, he's been working on it for 6 months. And so what that means in essence is that you don't have to have trundling sets rolling on and off. So the actors actually interact with the video designs in real time, and that's where lots of the humour is and the wit and stuff. So it's really just a miracle, I think.
It's wonderful.
And we were all enchanted with it, and so I think the audience have absolutely taken it to its heart, because it really is an extraordinary mix of live action and the video design that is being it looks like it's being drawn freehand as we're doing it. So
does it feel a bit like walking into Who Framed Roger Rabbit or those sorts of productions?
Yeah, I mean, and on stage it definitely feels like you're working with green screen, because the audience can see it better than I can when I'm on the stage, because I'm playing various parts.
Yes.
And the narrator as well, so I'm sort of multitasking really, and when you're up close to it you don't get the sense of where you are with it on the stage, but I've learned to sort of get better at it as we're going along, I think.
And this is based on a Voltaire story from the 1700s, and then
yes.
Is that weird that it's such a historic?
Well, it's not actually that weird. I mean, it's always been a favourite book, because it's sort of like, Voltaire's like the English Daniel Defoe, really, because he's deeply satirical and loves to poke fun at. He was part of the Age of Enlightenment, really, and he loves to poke fun at all those things, like, you know, the hypocrisy of various religious organisations and the judiciary and things, you know. So it's in that great grand British tradition of, you know, have I got news for you, or spitting image or something. It sort of makes fun of things that we all need to discuss and laugh at. It's very, the whole story is quite, what they say, well, I say it a lot as the narrator, is picaresque, which means that it's sort of fast-paced, and you're suddenly in Montevideo, and then you're in Paris, France, and then you're in lots of different locations, and lots of things happen to poor Candide, but he seems to survive them all and come out of it certainly on the other end. So
there are, as I was saying to you before we started chatting about this, there aren't many people that can switch easily between being an RSC, Royal Shakespeare Company alumni, and then going into Welsh National Opera. How does it feel about having that ability to have those different hats on?
Well, it's rather marvellous. But I mean, I think I must have been probably, because I left Central, the drama school, in 1978, having gone in 1975. So I think I must have been one of the original multitaskers, because apart from having a sort of classical theatre training, I have an ability to sing as well. And I have done quite a few musicals in and amongst my Shakespeare career and my telly career. So, you know, these days you do really have to, if you want to be in reasonable employment, if you want to pay your mortgage and your gas bill, you have to kind of turn your hand to anything. And lots of the young kids, of course, are doing major things by creating their own work and writing their own plays and things. But I've been able to sort of, switch hats really, which I love. I absolutely love going from, you know, I mean, I was the first woman to be a female Cymbeline at the RSC in 2016, and I was 60 then, so I never thought that would ever happen, you know, when I started out, that I'd be doing lots of regendered parts. I've done a regendered Polonius, Polonia with to Maxine Keith's Hamlet and things, and so it's great that there are more regendered parts for women these days.
I feel like it's starting to address the balance situation there, particularly the fact that a lot of these plays didn't have any female actors at all.
Absolutely, and there was a survey done a few years ago where they found out that I think it's something like 67% of the women audience and of Arts Council funded plays, and 62% of the people who pay for the tickets are women, but they only see themselves generally in 20% of the parts. So that was a sort of shocking statistic, really. So I sort of got involved a bit with the 2020 thing, just to try to make it, which is trying to get it's equal really to 50-50 really for men and women's parts, not just actually what you see on stage, but also behind the scenes as well. And it's a slow progress, but it is better than it was, but it's still not 50-50. You know, I mean, if you think about a normal Shakespeare play, there's probably about 15 roles for men and 4 roles for women. So the RSC have taken it up a bit more, you know, and doing lots of regendered parts.
And I have noticed that in the ones that I've seen very recently, and it's quite interesting. It's a lot of the people that are the characters are maybe the officials of the city that I see as being there's no gender applied to the roles that their characters are anyway. So to see those genders changing to suit our audience is fantastic, and to be honest, it should have happened a long time ago in terms of that, addressing that balance. I feel like it's something that we're very happy to observe now, but I feel like if we'd have pushed it further a longer time ago, it wouldn't be so noticeable today, perhaps.
Yes, I mean, and I think people generally, I mean, lots of students came to see Cymbeline because I played Cymbeline as a queen instead of a king. So I was actually leading the troops into battle against the ancient Romans and things. So, you know, and loads of students came, and because Cymbeline sounds like a sort of fairy name, they were shocked to think that it was always played by a man before. So, and people get over themselves, you know, they tend to be a bit, oh, really? Can you know, change Polonius to Polonia? And then it's no difference, really. It's no difference at all. You just play it as a woman and bring a different kind of sensibility to it. And that's what I'm doing, actually, with Pangloss, because I don't know, people will probably correct me now and phone in and say, no, it's been done. But Pangloss is the part that I play, who's like the tutor, the Candide and Cunegonde. And I'm also playing the narrator and sort of slip between the 2 roles, and a couple of other roles I play often within the same page, really. And don't ask me how we do that, but we seem to make it work. And, you know, if you do it with such belief, that the audience just go with it. So, it's been fabulous working for Welsh National Opera because it's the first time I've worked with an opera company and the first time I've worked with the most wonderful creative team and the wonderful Welsh National Opera Orchestra, who our wonderful maestro Karen Kamenfeld, who normally works at the Metropolitan Opera doing Arten and things in New York. She really, really rates them, and she says that she loves coming to work in Wales with them because even though she doesn't get paid as much as when she works at the Met, she thinks they're one of the best orchestras in the world. And oh my God, listening to the Bernstein music is just amazing, really. So it's thrilling to be a part of it.
What sort of age do you think that this production is appropriate for? Because I saw there was a note on the website that said it deals with quite, in some cases, upsetting themes.
Yeah, I mean, I think these days that we're living in, we do have to, show responsibility and give what they call trigger warnings, I suppose. You just have to warn people. But actually, I mean, my fellow castmate, the wonderful Madeline Shaw, who plays the old lady, who has some fantastic numbers in it and is a huge, highly respected opera singer. She brought her 12-year-old and her 10-year-old the other day, and they took it all completely in the stride. I mean, the thing is, it's not like coming to see Tamburlaine or something that's got quite major violence in it. It's done in a much more that anything that is. I mean, we've toned down some of the narrations that when they were first written in 60s, it was sort of out and out racist, probably, really, and obviously time has moved on since then. So we've changed some of those, but I mean, I would think, if you're interested in hearing some absolutely fantastic music, then I think probably around about the age of 10 or 12 would be fine, really. I wouldn't have any qualms about taking my nieces and nephews and things to see it. So, but obviously, it depends on the child, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us about this production today.
You're so welcome.
You can see this production of Welsh National Opera's Candide, which is in Birmingham on the 12th of July, and it's touring until the 15th of July. Check out atgtickets.com. Make sure you pick the Alexandra Theatre in Birmingham. You can also visit Welsh National Opera on wno.org.uk and look at the what's on there. You'll find all the details there as well. Gillian, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for listening to this Brum Radio podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app.